Uh, this game is really something. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what the ship thinks we learnt from that. If anything. Sixth location. Here we go. So it doesn't say there's more to do here, so I think we actually got everything. So let's read through what the game deems important from that. A meta-living nomai named Solanum at the South Pole. The quantum moon is the eye of the universe's moon. At this location, the quantum moon becomes a reflection of the eye itself. The eye is likely the source of all macroscopic quantum phenomena in the solar system. Solanum wonders what would happen if a conscious observer were to enter the eye. Solanum has a hypothesis that she may not be entirely alive. Oh, Solanum's a girl. I didn't know that. Huh. I don't know why. I just assumed Solanum was a dude. Sorry, man. Oh, sorry. I don't know. I don't have like a man equivalent for thinking. When I say man, I don't mean like a actual like gendered man. I just mean like bro, my dude, friend. That's all I mean by that. But yeah, cool. So I do believe that's everything there. What I don't know is this thing, and we need to go and do that. This is sad. This is this tiny little story thread. There's just like, oh yeah, by the way, we killed all of y'all. But other than that, I actually can't think of anything else we have left to do. I mean, I could go and mess about with other, like, quantum shards and stuff, but I genuinely think we just kind of learnt all of this. Like, I think we did everything with that. It's just everything, every single thing, apart from this, leads to this. So, let's go have a thought about on Ash Twin, shall we? And see what we can see. I could just go and wait on Ember Twin. Because then I can just, like, wait for it to be at the level where I can actually interact with Ash Twin. See the Quantum Moon over there orbiting Dark Bramble by the looks of it. I'm just kind of sad that Solanum's soul is just kind of trapped there. One conclusion I came to as well, which I'm not sure about, okay, I bought this, is that this has a weird, like, connotation, I think, for what the Ash Twin project is, because 22 minutes is a really weird number to come to for no good reason. I have a sneaking suspicion that because they're using the Ash Twin project for this, like, memory, like, time travel, negative time thing or whatever, that they timed the loop that they needed specifically to this, like, hourglass timer. Because it takes almost exactly 22 minutes for this to get into here. And I don't think that's a coincidence, because very little in this game is, especially when it comes to the Nomai. They're all very purposeful about what they do. So yeah. We're here. What I don't know, specifically, is what I'm looking for. But other than some of the towers, I've not really thought about too much on Ash Twin. Hello. Okay. It stands to reason that if at one of these towers there's an out, there's got to be an in somewhere. And if this is North Poleville, I'm going to throw out a hazard of a guess that... No, that's South Poleville. So at North Poleville, is it another exit port? Because if so, then I'm not sure what we're doing here. But I would love to know. Also, these are just some Greek-ass looking columns. So yeah, this is another exit. But if there are exits, that means there's a reason for them. Like, no point having an exit somewhere you can't get. What I don't know is how we do what we do. Or I'm not even fully sure what I'm trying to do, to be honest with you. I just know there's something going on here. I'm pretty sure at the core of this, like at the very center of all of this nonsense, that where they sealed off using all of the materials that they took from Timberhearth, is those like memory core statue things. I did have a suspicion that I'm not sure about, and that's that this is emptying and will eventually reveal if I believe correctly. I believe these are the towers for Ember Twin and Ash Twin. And the thing that's been confusing me ever since is that I don't fully get why there would be an Ash Twin black hole thing. Because there is a black hole core here, like underneath when this finally drains, because you can kind of see the shine on it, and that's the like starting point for a warp. And I don't get the point of having a warp point to nowhere, because over there sends you to Ember Twin, I'm pretty sure. Over here, when it aligns, warps you over to the other hourglass. So the only thing I can consider, and this dude I feel like is trying to tell me something as well. I don't know what he was carrying. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that this thing, I don't know how, because it doesn't make sense for this to need to align with it, is the part I don't get. I'm hoping the ash doesn't get me. Oh god. Nope, don't go over there. Oh! I'm right. I'm fucking right. I'm full on right. I'm the best. Fuck you all. I was right. It didn't make sense for there to be one for the Hourglass Twins that shot you up over to Ember Twin if the other one didn't send you to Ash Twin. So this was the first fucking projection hologram thing that I saw, and the reason all this looks like space is because the like starry kind of like effect is from the rock that they took from Timberhearth, from the mine, like the Nomai mine, the first kind of place we went. And these, we finally found our way to them. So if okay, placing all bets. One of these is me, one of these is Gabbro, and the other one, which I believe, well, I don't know which any of them are, the other one is the probe. Let's do some reading. 8 minutes 52 seconds ago, received data from previous cycles, so that's when the loop reset. Masks receiving data from probe tracking module, Giant's Deep memory statue, and Timberhearth memory statue. I'm fucking right. Fuck you all. 14 minutes until end of cycle transmission. So yeah, it doesn't give a shit about if I die or anything like that. It's just going to do it regardless. I think it triggers for me if, like, it doesn't care. Like, it's going to do it regardless. But if I die, then it's just going to loop eventually anyway. So this is the Ash Twin project. This is straight up like the memory loop thing. Is there a thing around here? Can I jump off of this thing, I wonder? Because we're just dead ass in the core of the planet at the minute. And this is cool as hell. Oh man, I'm so happy I was right about the warp point thing. Because it's a deterrent and it's a smart place to hide something this important, because you don't want to be there because the roof is broken. So the ash kind of like tries to pull you away, but if you force yourself to stay there, when it aligns with Ember Twin, then it just points you down and comes in here instead. I'm so happy. Let's go. Yarrow. Okay, talk to me. Story time with Rico continues. Today we finished the excavation of the Ash Twin, Here, in this space we carved, we will craft our most ambitious project yet, the Ash Twin project. Powerful enough to send information back in time. We've also finished reallocating all subterranean plants we met while digging. Reallocating all subterranean plants we met while digging? That's weird. We'll need to keep our eyes on how significantly we've altered the environment here. I wonder what it means by that. All the subterranean plants we've met while digging. I don't know what it means by that. That's interesting. How far we've come since our experiments at the High Energy Lab. I still can hardly believe Ramey's hypothesis was true. So they're talking about the negative time index thing. Man, the music really has picked up. They're really happy about you getting here. Poke just sent the warp core for the final tower to us from the Black Hole Forge. Now Ash Twin can be connected with Giant's Deep, where Cassava is working with Avens to craft the orbital probe cannon, and where Flux is sculpting the memory statues. Hypothesis, it was not by accident the core of our warp tower was the last to be forged. Hypothesis, this is my man Poke. My man. I'm sad that he died, and I know where he dies, but it is what it is. Hypothesis, the cores could have been forged faster if Cassava had interrupted my work less frequently to ask for updates. My man Yarrow. The important point is, we are all connected through the Ash Twin now, and also that I'm no longer needed for mediating your disagreements. Our friends on Giant's Deep tested the orbital probe cannon today. Mallow tells me the cannon is doing well and that Avens advocates for more launch power. If anyone can coax the maximum power from a device, Avens can. But then, if anyone can goad a device into exploding, that too is likely Avens. Perhaps I should check in with the orbital probe cannon crew in the interest of safety. Would it help to remind Avens that Mallow, his love, will be one of the Nomai aboard the cannon, or is Mallow part of the problem? Phlox and Daz finished the memory statues today. They are truly remarkable. When the Ash Twin project succeeds, or in the event it fails, the memory statues will activate, allowing us to gather more data before we shut down the project. So yeah, the entire point of this was for the statues to open when this entire thing went off, so that they could fix it if they needed to. The problem is they never got the sun to explode, which is the core thing that sets this off. So now, because the sun's entering its natural end of life cycle, the statue's activated, looked at me and Gabbro, I believe his name is, on Giant's Deep, just kind of out of coincidence because of the timing of the matter. I think. Pi and Adea have worked hard on the sun station, and it at last is complete. Yeah, so they hadn't even done the sun station by now. They were kind of banking on that working. If everything goes as planned, this structure will prompt the sun's explosion, which will in turn supply the power the Ash Twin project provides. I'll try again. In turn, supply the power the Ash Twin project requires. So yeah, I'm right. That's the reason that we're trying to blow the sun up, is because that's what powers this place. I'm impressed by their mental fortitude. This was the project's most difficult task in more ways than one. Yeah, on ethical grounds, they weren't sure if it was worth what they were about to try and do. We're nearly ready to activate the Ash Twin project. Here is what will happen. First, the sun station will receive the order to fire at the sun, prompting it to explode. So that can't happen because we know it can't happen, but I'm assuming those signal receivers to know that the sun's about to go off are still built in there, ready for when the sun naturally goes off. I just don't know if the Nomai knew this was going to happen or not. Using the energy from the resulting supernova, the Ash Twin project will send the order for the orbital probe cannon to fire back in time by 22 minutes. We'll send the order for the orbital probe cannon to fire back in time by 22 minutes. That's interesting. So it's using the energy from this one for the next one, by the sounds of it. Weird. Exactly 22 minutes after these orders are received, the sun station will again trigger the supernova to send the probe data from this cannon launch back in time. This is all very confusing. Okay. In total, each cycle created by the Ash Twin project will last precisely 22 minutes. We can end this cycle at will. So they had the ability to stop it whenever they wanted once they found it. Problem is, they are dead. And the sun's exploding now naturally, not because they're causing it. Because the point is, once they found what they were after, they could just not blow the sun up, is the point that they're trying to make here. Once they found the thing they were looking for. These words are difficult to write. The sun station did not work. Suppose we redesign the sun station to generate power of that magnitude. A supernova is still... Suppose we redesign the sun station. To generate power of that magnitude, a supernova is still our only viable option. This is easier expressed than accomplished. You can wait for the sun to explode on its natural timeline if you prefer, Adir, but you'll need to find some way to halt your aging process. So yeah, this is what actually ends up happening. I just want to know if they know that. I believe we can still find a way to create a supernova, my friend. Don't lose hope. However, this is the closest we have ever been. The Ash Twin project is theoretically sound. We were only unable to power it. Perhaps there's another way. We are halting our research into creating a supernova for this moment. A comet has newly arrived in the solar system and we're anxious to explore it. So yeah, this is their undoing. It's been a very long time since we last explored somewhere new, so we're excited to welcome this comet. Imagine what knowledge might be gained there. Oh, trust me, you gained some knowledge, alright. What the hell? Oh man, there's so much to read and do. I don't know if there's much point in... Yeah, because these are just all the projection stones that I could take back over there and look out from, but I'm pretty sure we've already been to all of these places because we've been to the projection points on all of these. But let's start from where we started. Okay, so this is just all of the Ash Twin project stuff that we've already read, because this is about what they got from Timberhearth, because it's from the mine, so we already know that. I'm assuming each of these is to do with what their part in the Ash Twin project was. Because this will be about the orbital cannon, installed the masks, the statues will not pair until the project succeeds, otherwise I imagine experience would be hard to endure. Ideally, they'll only need to activate once the project succeeds, as a safety measure. However, the statues will also activate in the event of an equipment failure. They will? Why is that? If anything goes wrong with the Ash Twin project, the statues and their masks will make us aware of the situation and enable us to fix it, otherwise it would be possible for us to remain permanently unaware of the problem. So yeah, the statues are there to open in case of an emergency, which I wonder if the statues opened because they knew this was going to work, or because they knew like something was wrong and they needed somebody to try and fix it. They didn't care who. This is the Black Hole Forge stuff. I have good news, the advanced warp core is ready. No, it isn't. Yeah, we've read all this, so that's what they got from Brittle. We know about the Black Hole Forge and that lot. Probe tracking module. Exciting news, Privet. The Ash Twin project is almost prepared to receive the probe data from the orbital probe cannon. Raimi is adding some finishing touches here, but she'll be finished soon. Are you and the orbital cannon well? We are. The probe tracking module is ready to record each launcher's flight trajectory and will automatically transmit all relevant data to you. On the other appendage, I'm now worried about this kind of structural integrity and its crew's moral integrity. Once the probe determines the location of the Eye of the Universe, I'll send an alert directly to you and Raimi, so that they could theoretically try and stop the loop from happening again, because they were trying to forcibly blow the sun up until they no longer needed to supply the power for this. Interesting. What's this? Artificial gravity control. So I can turn that off when I need to. The music doesn't know what it's trying to do. What is this? You're about to access the core while the Ash Twin project is active. Removing the core will disable the Ash Twin project. Huh. Okay. So, theory time. In there, in that fucking box-looking thing, I can only assume is the warp core that's making all of this shit work, that it's draining all of this energy from, because these are connected to the solar panels outside. Because once I get in here, I'm assuming these pillars are those exit points I found when I was looking around here. At which point, I'm going to need to grab this warp core, absolutely haul ass to my least favourite place in the game, where Mr. Fishies live, put the warp core in the Nomai ship, use the coordinates to the eye that I've got on that 3-panelled thing, and warp ourselves to the eye and see what the fuck happens, but the problem is, as soon as I pull this core out of here, that's it. It's fucking on from that point forward. There's no more loop once that's gone, because the warp can't happen that sends the information back in time. And I have been in here reading for a while, so I don't feel comfortable doing that right now. So... will it not let me? Oh wait, there. Yeah, it will definitely let me. Right. Right. We need to be fucking... we need to be very sure of what we're doing before... what? Why has this one fallen off? I can only assume that one of these guys were in here, or like, one of these guys were actively like part of this process until something bad happened and now they're not. I wonder if that was the only Nomai that was actively beforehand, because it doesn't have any record of who else was here. 15 minutes, 39 seconds ago. Received data from previous cycle. And it's me, Gabbro, and the module. 7 minutes until end of cycle transmission, so it's gonna... so yeah, I've only got 7 minutes to go before all of this kicks off again. I kind of... I wish I could wait in here, like, kind of waiting at a fire, because I kind of want to see what happens from within here, as far as these statues are concerned. I'm going to edit this out, but I am just going to wait in here until the cycle repeats. Because I want to know what happens if you're in here when the Ash Twin project is triggered. I want to see what happens. So entertain myself in that regard. So that's why these statues are just all around on their own, because they're not... these are only here as like a safety measure. They're only here to activate in case something goes wrong, because if nothing does go wrong, because they're meant to be in control of it until they realise the sun station wouldn't work, is that they would activate the sun, this place, fire the cannon, activate the sun station at the same time, essentially, to get the sun ready to explode. 22 minutes later, the probe will be done, basically. Record its stuff in its memory beacon up here, same as we are, in its mask, and then it will use the supernova's explosion to send this stuff back in time. And I'm assuming... yeah, because once it's got the memories from that, the Nomai will be able to see it updating almost in real time. And once they know where it is, they'd be able to stop it. These masks were only designed to activate and save, well, and look at the Nomai people if something went catastrophically wrong with it. It's kind of like a safety feature, is how they describe it. So yeah, this should show us... oh man, it's weird being in here like that. Ugh. This should just show us the first place we saw these masks from. So this is the mine. Yeah. Interesting. So yeah, I don't know what more there is to learn, like in here at least. It's weird, the music trying to like play the sad piano over this triumphant music as well, because once you're in here, the game knows what you're up to, and it knows exactly once you trigger that, it is on, and it's like the most on it could be. If I turn the gravity off, what happens? Oh man, it just stops spinning. So this is how I access this if I want to. But if I take this warp core out, the loop doesn't happen, and I don't know what happens then. Like, I don't know what happens next. This place is crazy. But yeah, all of this is just that rock stuff. I wonder if there's anything else hidden in here that I can't... that I had to turn the gravity off to see. Ooh. I can hear something. I don't know what the hell I could hear. Oh, I think it's the sound of the ash on the outside. Oh god, no! Get me back in there. Ah, it's just gone by. Man, I'm gonna be really sad if I don't manage to get back in there before this goes off. But I need that to do an entire another rotation, and the ash has stopped going to it. So it's on. Like, the ash is completely gone and the cycle's about to restart. Yeah, like the sun's about to go off right now. I'm gonna be really sad if I'm not where I wanted to be when this goes off kind of by accident because I turned the gravity off. Come on, Emma Twin, do me a solid. I don't know if we've got enough time for it to line back up. Come on, I just want to be inside. Come on, just... I'm gonna be so sad if I fucked this up by accident. Where is Emma Twin? I cannot believe I messed this up. I wanted to do one thing. And I've completely boned it. And there's Ember Twin as well. I've mistimed this so badly. Ah, goddammit. Because the entire point is that in there... Okay, what I'm going to do, because I messed up that badly, is I'm just going to go and wait until like 20, or maybe not 19 minutes. And I'm just going to go in there and see what happens when the sun goes off while you're inside there. Because it really annoyed me that I'm stupid. But I will save that one on its own, because it deserves it. Because we came to some conclusions in that.